Hey there, this is Amanda from Wisdom Body. I wanted to come on and say hello and just share with you a little something that's been coming up in my world lately around decision making and doubt and the role that fear plays in that dynamic. So this particular sharing comes out of conversations I've been having with some dear friends lately, and a similar theme of a decision that wants to be made or a decision that's being presented to them. And this kind of frozen pattern of hovering between, do I take the risk path or do I take the safety path? Do I take the path that I really want, or do I take the path that takes care of my relationships and takes care of others? So what can tend to happen when we get stuck, we kind of flop between, okay, I'll do the risk thing, or okay, I'll do the safety thing, is that when we're flopping and unable to land on one of them, what's happening is that there will be some quality of mental doubt that will be showing up. There'll be a way that we might go, okay, I'm going to do this thing, and then the mind will start coming up with all the reasons why that might not be good. So we'll try to use the mind to go to the other option and find ways that that's better. But then the mind might start coming up with reasons to doubt that option. So we can just flop like this. And the insight that I have had through my own experience very much is that often what's happening underneath that spin is actually fear running. So in some way there will be some kind of fear about, well, who will I be if I make this decision? Or what will happen to my intimate relationship if I choose this thing over them? If I choose myself over this thing? And that fear can often be enough to kind of send us up into the mind, and we think that we can solve the fear with the mind, and that if we just land on a decision, that this feeling that's stirred in us will resolve. But actually what I see often is the place of real resolution or settled resolution is when we can drop that busyness of the mind and come more into the body and just be willing to feel what's going on here. And if there's fear, to actually be willing to feel the fear and spend some time with it and get curious about it. What am I scared of? What is it that I'm worried would happen if I really chose something right now? And then when we get real with ourselves in that way, then it's like we can acknowledge, well, that's my reality. I'm scared of this. I'm scared of this decision. So we can acknowledge it to ourselves, and then we can also acknowledge it to anyone that we're in relationship with that's related to this decision. And so from that place, we're not using the mind to get away from a feeling. We're not using the mind and the possibility of a decision to get rid of an activated feeling inside. We're actually going straight to the activated feeling, giving it some space, listening to it, and then moving from there. And in that way, decision making becomes something very different. It comes out of an embodied place and an honest place. So yeah, I hope that tidbit, that piece of advice is helpful for you. Thanks for listening.